of my face is red, with breasts, with a shoulder of a friend, with a corner of a desk, with communion, with a yes, and I tell you.
Yeah.
Welcome back to Pretty Much Experts. I'm Robert John, lockdown Tirana, enjoying life. Skyler, how you doing? Look at your eyes.
That got me.
Those are not open. I'm not gonna do the obvious joke, but you're squinting.
You look like a real railroad worker. You know what I'm saying? Take it for what it is.
Jesus. Yeah, like a really sleepy railroad worker. And we got Mikey in Vancouver with the hot take.
Yeah. Hey, how's it going? I got a question for you. So if a trans man farts, is it considered a queef? Like that's let's just kick this off right. You know? You said you didn't want to touch it, but it's an honest question. In this day and age.
If they refer to it as their ass or their boy pussy.
You know what? I think
fair. That's fair.
Yeah, if they refer to it as their ass, it's a fart. But if they call it a boy pussy, then it's.
But if they're a trans man with a vagina, and it is a queef from the vagina.
Is it pre-op, post-op?
Yeah, what are we talking about here? Let's get some deets.
I don't know. I didn't ask.
I think the question.
You know what? I'm with Skyler on this one. That like
pre-op, obviously pre-op. Still
if they want to call it their fucking queef, and it's clearly just a Taco Bell fart. Like, all the power. You know, you're brave.
No,
whatever
I'm going
you
the
need to
opposite
do.
way with it now.
Whenever you want to sleep
at vagina,
night.
It is a queef. Do they call it a fart? You don't want to stay in this. You don't want to stay in the pocket here too long, do you, RJ?
I don't.
Well, I mean, like, do you think that when they fart and someone is like, "Yo, did you just fart?" They're like, "No, I queef."
No, that's worse.
Do you think it's a way to?
It comes up very often. I just like, how do you define it? Is kind of the question I have. You know,
why does it have to be a trans person? Like, can't it just be a woman also farting?
No. The reason it's confusing is because it's a trans man. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that's the riddle.
That does make it confusing.
That's the riddle. It's like, what? How would you regard it? Yeah. I mean, write in. If you're listening to the show, we're fucking 2 minutes and 42 seconds in right now. If you made it this far and you're gonna make it another couple minutes, I mean, like, yeah, write in, please, write in, let us know. And on that note, welcome.
I was gonna, you know, also like 2 minutes or 1 minute and 90 seconds into that, like, please change the subject. But also, I have is it gender assuming, whatever, trans assuming to like, hey, did you just fart? When they'd be like, no, that was a queef.
Yeah, I think that's
like,
you're canceled now. But
like, you can't totally flatulence assume.
No, you're not allowed.
No, don't assume
you're not allowed. You cannot assume.
No. But this is the world we live in, right? Like, how ridiculous is this conversation? You know, that we're even considering it. I mean, that's the problem that I have with it.
It's not even
not
that you have a
boy pussy or that you're farting out of it. I don't care what you do with your boy pussy or what you do with your woman dick or whatever, your lady dick. I don't care what the fuck you do. Your sheenus. I don't care what you do with any of it. The fact that I gotta like consider, you know, where this hot air is coming from and how to regard it is the issue. 2021 issue.
From? I need to know.
Okay, I mean, this sounds like dumb and insensitive, and it definitely is.
Oh, it is.
It
is. Yeah.
It's also why you're here if you're listening.
Yeah, with the hard-hitting
This is why you're here.
I think we need more questions like that.
Mm-hmm. I think we need to kick off every show with a hot topic.
Hot take.
Yeah. Ask an expert.
I mean, you started with some rail worker joke, like.
I mean,
that hasn't been topical since 1930. Yeah.
Mike works for the railroad.
Oh,
I just thought he'd make glasses.
Whoa. Don't blow up his spot. He'll get him fired
fine.
again.
The railroad's vague.
You got fired last time you brought it up.
Yeah, but I mean, this is a different thing. Yeah. This is a different thing.
Yeah, don't completely blow it up, RJ.
No. I mean, I haven't really actually gotten fully hired yet, so I definitely want to blow it up.
Didn't you get fired for sexual harassment? Like,
definitely not that. Okay, I don't want to put that out there for any reason. But also, like, I did change my Instagram name to 2 E's because it's cooler. And
recently?
On the end of Mike?
Yeah, on the end of Mike. No, on the end of, in the middle of Sleazel.
Oh, not Mikey with a bunch of E's.
I thought, like Mikey Vieira.
So I don't even know that they could find it anymore. And also, like, if you see the ats on the bottom of, and it's probably just gonna roll up right now as I'm saying it. If you're watching this video, which you are definitely not, but if you're watching YouTube and it rolls up, my name is wrong, like my Instagram name on there, and I'm happy that it is, because now it's like you can't find me. You know what I mean? Like, I don't want you to find me.
Well,
and it's good that
shows how often you watch the show, because I took those rolly things out because it was too annoying to put that in all the time, because I don't have the effort to do it anymore.
Though. Good graphic.
Nice.
Good graphics.
You're capable.
But I'm too lazy to do that, so it hasn't happened in like a month.
Okay, cool. Yeah, no, I definitely don't watch the show.
I don't blame you.
I mean,
I don't either.
I did listen.
I edit and produce it, and I do not watch it. I have no.
Yeah, no.
Like, there was an episode maybe like a week or so ago, and the show description is like, I don't remember, period. Like, thank you, Bike Thieves, for the intro. And again, thank you, Bike Thieves, for the intro.
Yeah, thank you.
But I don't fucking remember what we talked about. I don't fucking listen. I don't watch it.
No, the fact that Bike Thieves are okay signing on to this
God bless you, Bike Thieves.
I mean, yeah, God bless you.
They obviously don't listen either.
They obviously don't.
Father, Son, Holy Spirit, amen. God bless you.
Yeah.
No, they don't listen. Are you kidding me? Like, this artist friend of ours has a podcast. Shit, yeah, you could use one of our songs. It's like,
this
sure?
rail worker friend of ours, this unemployed rail worker friend of ours has a show.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Yeah. Well, I mean, here we are, 6 minutes in.
I mean, I just had to check to double check that I hit record, because I am 6 beers deep in the day already.
Yeah. My record. Now that you say that, my record's not counting, but it.
That's not a good sign.
Not a good sign.
Not a good sign.
Not a good sign. No.
Okay, I'm gonna stop it.
No, don't do that.
Oh well, it's too late now. Too late.
But it was going up in megabytes.
Was it doing anything? Well, quit talking with your hands and fix it. For the people that listen at home that hear silence on Skyler's end, it's because he's not recording right now. We record our tracks locally, independently. Individually.
Which also, you would think that some of these higher production podcasts, like you watch, because it's all through Zoom now, right? Like, all these people are having their stupid guests through Zoom, which is essentially just what our podcast has always been. Are you back? Okay,
we're day one.
You would think that these higher production, like, official podcasts that are making $50,000 a month with their stupid ads and shit, that they would get on board with that. They have guests, have them record their own fucking audio and send it to you via MP3 file and sync it up so that when your internet goes down and their internet goes down because they're in a desert in Arizona on your fucking guesting on your podcast, you don't have that lag in audio. Like, get with it.
It's not that hard.
It's the simplest thing. We figured it out on the third week of doing this.
Third week in. Yeah. There's pops and clicks. It literally sounded like I was on a phone call with the two of you, and it's like, this isn't good enough.
In a tin can with us.
That's not good enough.
It was dumb.
Record locally.
No one's going to listen to this.
No. I mean, no one listens is, but we figured it out.
No. But no one listens as is, but imagine if the audio was just dog shit every fucking week.
Right.
No one could stomach it.
Right.
No one would get past the rail workers comment. You know what I mean? Like, that's as far as anyone would have made it, and probably should anyways. But, I mean... It's like, and like, you got all these like you got podcasts that have producers and they have budgets and they have ads, and it's like, you haven't figured this out yet?
This is this is a nerd peek behind the curtain, but like, we had G on a few weeks ago, and we love G, and it was a bit of a goddamn fucking hassle on the goal line to like sort it out. Yeah, a little bit of a nightmare. And then I looked into like,
it took about an hour.
We started this podcast in 2018 or something, and it's like, maybe technology's jumped up a bit. Like, what are some new platforms to record multi-track shows? And it's like, there's a few options, blah blah blah. And then it's like, yeah, but they all record from the host, like who would be me, Robert, John, in Toronto. And it's like, that isn't work. That does not work. Like, that doesn't make sense. Like, I need to be able to record, independent.
It's all single track, but it's all low quality.
Yeah, you're just dividing the internet feed in three. Like, that's not the same thing. Like, it's gonna. If my internet lags, the whole conversation lags. Mm-hmm. If Skyler's internet lags, the way we do it now, it's just his. It doesn't matter. Me and Mike can keep talking. It's not a big deal.
Yeah.
If he doesn't hit record or it doesn't, the number's not going up like he fucking says with his dumbass look on his face, it doesn't matter. Like, we'll continue talking without him.
Yeah. He can hear that we're dogging.
He can hear. He can add in.
I'm here.
Yeah.
The counter's going up.
He's back. His eyes are still,
Yeah.
Doing what
I know the look.
I know the stupid look in his eyes.
Yeah. I'm making it.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know how I got on this train, but it's like.
I mean, we should definitely get off this train and get back to the rail worker train.
No, I want to stay on this. I want to stay on this train. Well, we could get back to the railroad workers themselves, sure. I mean, I live in a city full of them.
This episode.
There's so many railroad workers here. Holy shit. You would.
Okay, let's get off the railroad.
But this whole podcast thing, like, I get, especially now during the quar. Like
I call it the pandy.
I like pandy. I mean, call it whatever, pansexual. But I get that it's like a main source of people's entertainment because it makes sense. There's not much else going on. Like, we've already exhausted Netflix and Amazon, and only perverts have Disney Channel. Rude. But but it's like everyone's exhausted all these other forms of media. So having something come out every week that's like quote unquote fresh, it makes sense. Like, there's an appeal to it. But when like the same 5 comedians are doing 3 or 4 different shows a week, a cross-platform, they call it something else, they have a duo with this person, it's getting pretty fucking boring, We've talked about it personally.
Yeah,
it's oversaturated, exactly.
Like, I just find that when
you won't get that here, folks.
No, you hear, like, I don't know. I think if you listen to anything long enough like that, like a radio show, like, you will hear the same stories over and over and over again.
Yeah.
But I feel like when, like, somebody has like 2 or 3 podcasts a week, it's like, how is it not just the same stories? Like, you go into that week totally with like, I got a story about my nanny being a piece of shit, and getting the wrong mail.
But it's because we rely so heavily on this now, I think, and they've made it into their business because they don't have stand up is what I'm referring to, the stand ups that I regard and listen to. But it's like they all have 3 different podcasts every week, and it's like all those podcasts are essentially the same bullshit, just with like different faces, sometimes. And it's getting pretty fucking boring, pretty stale, man.
It is getting stale. And even speaking to the, like, I don't really get how podcast guest bookings work. I don't get it, but I have seen, like, we've seen, like, me and Mike have been podcast junkies for a while now, but like one guest will kind of do the rounds, like someone's promoting some shit and they do the rounds.
They used to
just like the Tonight Show.
Yeah, and it has kind of become that. Like, it's a little, it's like, oh shit, like this person's on, Tiger Belly this week, and it's like, that's exciting. Yeah. And it's like, they're also on this one, they're also on this one, they're also on this one. And it's just like my whole week now when I look at my feed, it's like this one, it's like, oh god damn it. Like, I like,
it's cool, but at the same time, it's like, there's no
doing
diversity
the same
anymore.
show every time, though. It's like the first one's good. Whoever has them first, like, that's a good show.
Yeah, like with Maddie Matheson making his
exactly
rounds
what we're talking about. Yeah, the first one's hilarious, but I don't need to listen to the same interview 5 times.
It's like what Fighter and the Kid used to be when they would have Theo and Santino and Chris D'Elia before he was a rapist, like all that shit. When they would have just that Will Sasso, like that show was number one. It was my favorite podcast. Because they had this revolving door of guests, but those guests had their own shows and their own shit going on. Maybe.
Yeah.
But they didn't they weren't also on Rogan. They weren't also on Tiger Belly. They weren't also. It was just like that one week. Theo was in, in studio doing it, and then you would either watch Theo's show for more Theo, or you wouldn't hear from him for another month.
Right. Yeah.
And now it's like, it's just, you don't really have that option with all they're all the cross contamination, and
the
it's
way
all
it works
about money.
now,
It's what it is.
it's just
the business,
like,
it's money.
Theo is going to be on every show this week, and I hope you like that guy. He's about the only person I
don't get sick of, by the way.
But I also don't get sick of him because I only listen to his show. I don't know.
Yeah.
He has a bunch of buddy shows that I don't really get into.
Yeah, I don't get into them. No. I mean, but it is what it is. I don't know how we got here, but
that's how money just changes things. Like, podcast was like money the punk rock, like a way of like, fuck it, we don't need the Tonight Show. We'll just do our own thing. And now it's like way more people listen to fucking Joe Rogan than watch CNN every week. Like, the numbers are insane. Yeah. And obviously, I'm not using him as like a normal, but it's like the trickle down is like every other podcast now is just a Tonight Show. It's just like, okay.
Yeah.
Steve Renazizi's going to do the goddamn rounds, and he's on every fucking show this week.
Yeah, whatever happened to that guy? He lied about not being a 9/11 and then just disappeared.
His one podcast, Hear Me This Book, was fucking hilarious. I did love that show.
I never got into that, no.
It was so fucking funny.
I should go back, but I think he's a funny comedian.
He's funny, but he did lie about being in 9/11, which is kind of a big deal.
That's true. I think that kind of fucks. I think that kind of ruins your career.
Is it a big deal? I don't know.
You don't think that's a big deal?
Full-blown, had a whole.
If he's full blown telling everybody that he just escaped Tower 2 as it went down, and then you find out he was not even in New York at the time, that's a big deal.
Kind of ruins all your credibility, and it wasn't a bit that he was doing. It was an actual story that
it was a sob story. Yeah,
it was a sob story. I mean, it was a bit because he did it during his stand-up, but it wasn't a bit in the sense of this is obviously something I wrote. No, this is point of fact. This happened to me, and then it was oh wait, no, it didn't. But I mean, when he talks about it, that is kind of interesting thing. When he talks about it, he's like, yeah, I lied about it at first, and then I was kind of just oh shit, I shouldn't have lied about that. But then it was I can't go back on it. I have to constantly lie about it.
Double down.
No, you don't, dude. You don't double down on it.
You don't double down on that. No.
You never bring it up again is what happens. You never ever talk about it again.
His career worked out. The League was hilarious. I love that show. Everything was fine.
The League was funny.
Yeah.
Which dude is that from the League? I have no idea who you're talking about.
The guy that kind of looks like Ron Perlman.
One of our friends. Slash one of our forehead challenge friends.
The dude with the dude that had the wife in the show.
Yeah.
Yes.
The dude with the hot wife.
Yeah.
That kind of looks like Ron Perlman and our forehead friend. I mean.
Beep it.
Yeah, that's Steve Renazizi. He definitely told everyone that he barely escaped 9/11, and people kind of forgave him. But also, in our current climate, the Me Too might circle back around to him. Who knows?
Oh, for sure. I just think I think he can't come back from that.
He got from saying he was at
for sure he did. If he's going around telling everyone that he just got out and he's got dust in his mouth and shit.
Oh my god, yeah. Yeah, he's got asthma from the dust.
He's just always spitting still, still got dust in my mouth.
But so anyway, he used to have a podcast called Hear Me This Book, which was fucking hilarious, where he just had a guest on, and he was like, I don't read, I don't know how to read, I'm too dumb, so you just describe a book that you really like, And it was so funny. Like, they just have, like, comedians on that are like, my favorite book is this book by Stephen King, and I barely remember what happened, but this is kind of what happened, and they'd, like, talk about it. It was hilarious.
So it's kind of like drunk history, but like...
Yeah, but, like, a book I kind of read in high school once. Like, if you just had to describe me, like, Mice and Men, like, how did that book go?
Totally.
And it's like, yeah, there's, like, a big slow guy, and he, like, killed a mouse or some shit. Like, it's, like, the worst descriptions. It's so funny.
I should go back and get into that because I like that premise, and also I hate to read. Reading is the worst.
Yeah, the premise is fucking hilarious, and they're like,
do you think it's still up where all podcasts can be found?
It can, but he changed the name of it, and it became like a gambling podcast. Like, you'd have to find it's the same feed, I think. You'd have to find whatever his current feed is, and now it's like college basketball tips or some bullshit, or fantasy league. I think he leaned into the league thing. It's like, here's like fucking hot tips for your fantasy league. I think that's what happened, but it's the same feed. And it's like, I don't give a shit about that. Hear me a book.
Any better than like
American.
Especially the name. Like, hear me a book, bro. Just hear me a book. Yeah. Like, that's a show.
Like, so like you have this silly, stupid show where like that's a funny premise. But now you've been lying about being at 9/11 and I guess you get canceled. But so your idea is like, okay, I'm going to stop my show and now I'm just going to do fantasy picks? Like, it's such a weird, like, why, okay, cool.
Yeah, it's weird to segue.
It sounds weird as us. I mean, like, for, I guess, me and Mike, anyway, that are like, we were like podcast guys and comedian like followers, that does seem insane. But when the league was a popular show, that does kind of make sense. Like, let's lean into, like, I'm a fucking sports athlete expert or whatever.
And the longer he stays in the pocket of comedian, probably the more opportunity for that bullshit to comes around. The 9/11 thing, because he's having comedians on, because people still reference that on other shows
all the time, because it's hilarious
all the time. Like that time when Steve Renazizi lied about being 9/11, you're like, oh shit! It's like that was literally 20 years ago. Literally 20 years ago. Yeah.
Oh fuck! Yeah, I guess it would have been. Was it
20 this September?
But he was lying about it, like, he was like September 13th, he's telling people that, like, he's just got out of there.
He lied about it immediately.
My knees are sore from, like, crawling out of the rubble.
He gave it the 12th, he let the smoke settle on the 12th, and then the 13th he was right into it.
How did he get outed?
Because they just did the, like... I think he eventually fessed up, but his original story...
He admitted to it,
He did
work... It was on Howard Stern.
The way it all started was, like, he worked at the company that has an office there, and someone's like, didn't you work at Flancrest Enterprises, and he's like, I did, but he worked there in like 1996, like not in 2001
name, by the way.
Like, that's how it kind of like snowballed, and then eventually someone like figured out, like, hey dude, you didn't fucking work there when the building fell down though. Like, you've been a comedian, it was like your, like, summer intern job or some shit in the 90s. So I think it was, like, some internet sleuthing was like, hey, dude.
Totally. He got sleuthed.
He got sleuthed. Yeah, he got sleuthed.
Back alley sleuth.
Yeah.
What world do we live in, though, that someone's like, I don't fucking believe him. Yeah, let me check. Let me pull
everyone's
the HR
fact-checking
records.
everybody.
I think he's lying, like... It must have been like an ex-girlfriend or something.
It might have been.
For sure
with like a bit of a vendetta.
Yeah,
someone
like
that knew
or brother that was like pissed and just like,
that babysitter that got fired,
leak that
for eating all the cookies. But it was really little Stevie lying about eating the cookies. It goes that far back.
Remember that time? Yeah. Piece of shit.
I mean, he is a fucking piece of shit, but it's also hilarious, and I don't care that he lied about it.
Also, I don't care.
Like, it's funny as
20
shit.
years ago.
And the league is hilarious. Hear Me, This Book was great. I don't give a shit about his, like, college picks show that he has now, but he is a funny guy.
Yeah.
There is a
lying
comedian
is also
that's starting
funny.
To blow up, and he should get some, eyes on him. I don't think it'll be much longer before everyone in the world knows who he is. Chris Destefano. And he's got a bunch of these buddy podcasts now, and they're all kind of funny, like, in their own way. Like, you either like it or you don't. He has got the funniest 9/11 story. If like that's the only thing you know of his, that's good enough. Like he has got like it's about a 10 or 15 minute bit he has up on his YouTube. I recommend everyone stop listening to our bullshit right now if you're listening to it and go listen to Chris Destefano's 9/11 story. It's at like the Comedy Cellar in New York. It's like just like a handheld cam of him just telling this bit, and it's like a 10-minute bit. Blow your socks off how fucking hilarious this is. It's just about his dad being like a low-key racist and misogynist and like just like and threatening a priest and like, you know what I mean? Like there's all this shit in it. It's so fucking good. Like this guy, world-class stand-up, pretty unknown, I would say. He was the last show. I didn't go and see it. I should have went. It was the last show I was supposed to see before this whole COVID thing. Right as this COVID thing was jumping off, he came up to the local club here, Ron Bronson's fucking whatever it's called, Laugh Stop or whatever it is up here. But yeah, I don't know if he actually came to play or if that got canceled, but it was right as COVID hit. So I hope he comes back. He's great. He does this one now with this guy Sal Vulcano, and it's called Hey Babe, and they just like sit on a couch and just talk shit, and it's like it's basically what we're doing, like just two close friends that have a lot in common, and they just talk shit about it. They go for hours and hours talking shit, and it's just hilarious. He's a great comedian. Again, no one that's listening to this, it's not like we have a platform or we really get any legs on this, but like if anyone's listening and they don't know who Chris Destefano is, go check him out. He's like, he comes off as like a meatheady jock kind of guy, but he's self-deprecating, and he's like a bit of a schlub, and he's just like he's just a funny, he's just a real funny.
I wish I like before like in the BC of the world, like, or the BP, like before pandemic, like I wish I went to more like stand-up comedy things. Like I went to a few in Dublin, and I fucking died. Like they're so funny.
They're pretty fun. When they're good, they're great.
When they're good,
it's just kind of like, eh.
I mean, I've been to some bad, like, open mic, like, amateur hour ones that are absolutely horrible, for sure.
Garbage.
But, like, a profesh,
yeah.
So fucking funny. Like, me and Skyler went and saw, like, Daniel Tosh once, and I don't think I've ever laughed so hard.
Was it
like,
in a club?
Yeah, it was in, like, Hamilton, theater.
It was like a theater.
I don't like the theater shows.
I think it was Cops Coliseum or some shit.
Don't do it for me.
It was like Cops Coliseum, remember?
Yeah, it was a big deal in Hamilton.
I mean, it's cool. Didn't you guys see Chappelle, too? Didn't you go see Chappelle?
No, I never saw Chappelle. But I was going to say the other...
Jim Gaffigan.
Oh, Jim
That's
Gaffigan.
a good one. That's a good one.
But it was also like a theater style, yeah.
I don't like the theater shows. I won't go back to any more theater shows. I just don't
I just want to laugh. I want to belly laugh so fucking hard.
Yeah, but the theater show feels like... It's just there's no the room isn't involved or something, you know what I mean? Like we're all just there literally listening to this guy recite this thing. There's no interaction. The club shows are, when it's good, it's like it beats everything else, man. Remember that time my parents took us to Yuck Yuck's Roo? And like those comedians were like no-name comedians, and we were just sitting at a table drinking beer with my parents and just had like the best fucking time. You know? And because there was that, like, I don't know, there's just like you're in a club, there's interaction with the audience, and it was like, I don't know any of these comedians, but that was, I would say, probably one of the best stand-up shows I'd seen, not knowing anybody, compared to going to a theater and like, or like a stadium and seeing a show of this comedian that I do like and know, and it's like, it's just kind of like, you know?
Yeah.
It's not as memorable, I guess. For me, personally. Maybe people like the theater,
I mean,
fine.
segueing to, like, I was going to say, like, I feel... Because I feel like I've been a fan of stand-up comedy, but, like, I just don't follow it. Like, I don't have any concept. So me and the older roommate, we were watching Todd Barry's, I think it's called Crowd Work. Todd Barry's Crowd Work. Yeah, one of the funniest Netflix stand-ups of all time. Oh, yeah. So, Skyler, like, I assume you haven't seen it. So, audience, I assume you haven't seen it. He has no set anything. He just, like, the whole Netflix special is him just going on stage and making fun of everybody in the audience.
Dry, deadpan.
So, oh my god, it's so fucking funny. And we watched this stand-up together, and we died, like, belly leg, I peed the bed, like, so funny. And we see, like... We just, like, Google him after, and it's like, oh my god, he's playing in, like, Toronto at the Comedy Bar next weekend. Like, let's go. It might have been, like, her birthday or my birthday or something. I'm like, oh my god, it lines up. Like, you know, stars aligned. let's go see Todd Barry, like the crowd work like tour coming through Toronto.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, but no, we get to the venue that night, like we might have gone an hour early, and we're like, 2 tickets, please, and they're like, this thing's been sold out for 6 months. Like, what are you talking about?
Oh my God, really?
And it's like, really?
Wow.
Like, really? Like, he's that big of a deal? And it did dawn on...
Yeah.
But it did dawn on me, like, I guess we did just watch this on Netflix. Yeah.
And he's been doing comedy for 30 years.
Right. Like, I mean, I just heard of him last week when I watched this on Netflix. But, yeah, I guess it makes sense. His, like, solo show at the Comedy Bar, which is the size of a diner, is... Yeah, I guess it's sold out.
He came around last year, or pre-BP, before pandemic or whatever.
Yeah.
He came around for the JFL, Just for Laughs Comedy Festival, and he was one of the shows. It's like, oh, I got to see Todd Barry, and then it just never happened. You know.
He's
Again,
so
it was
funny.
like the show, the Saturday late show was sold out, so he's only show that has tickets is like early Thursday, and it's like, nah, I'm not gonna go after work early Thursday. It's like I'd have to fight traffic just to get there in time, and it's like.
Yeah.
You know? But it was all the shows. It was like Steve Renazizi came around and Tim Dillon and all these people. And it's like, I want to see all these people. Even Jerry D. I was like, I go see Jerry D.
Oh, yeah, I go Jerry
He's fucking funny. And it was like, it's sold out. All the good shows they're completely sold out. Like, you got to get it the minute it goes on sale.
But that's the Just for Laughs shit. Like,
yeah. Well, they're all club
so much,
shows,
like,
but it's like,
the attention
it's
that
all
Just
lumped
for Laughs
together
brings.
that there's so much.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Because it is that, like, the attention, like, oh, Just for Laughs, and there's so much publicity that everyone's, like, looking. But if it was just,
say that
like,
word again.
Publicity.
Let's hear that again. Oh, he's frozen.
Publicity.
Oh, he's gone.
Publicity.
Let's hear that word again. Publicity. You sound like you had marbles in your mouth.
Yeah, I do. I have fucking 7-8 beers in my mouth.
7 beers in your gullet.
But my point is, though,
maybe it wasn't that bad.
Okay, if Steve Renazizi came on his own, it wouldn't have sold out.
Yeah.
No one would hear about it. But it is because it's
he
like
wouldn't have
just
done 3
for
nights in a row. No,
it's Just for Laughs. Like, brings so much attention. Like, oh, get tickets. I'm a dumb cock. I love fucking comedy.
Yeah. Like, even if it did sell out, it would probably sell out at the door. It's not like selling out 6 months in advance kind of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't wait for things to come back. I'm definitely going to try and take more advantage of those. The things that I like. Like, I like comedy in clubs. I like shows in clubs. It's the same thing with shows. It's like, I don't want to go to a stadium or, like, a big theater kind of venue. Like, I don't mind it if it's a band I really like. But, like, for the most part, I want to be in, like, a bar and, like, see a band, you know? It's like there's just more there's something there. There's an energy there you don't get from bigger venues. It's the same with comedy, you know. But I can't wait to take more advantage of that moving forward.
Yeah, I feel like last weekend I did a hang, like a friend hang, like just we wore masks and socially distanced, like inside and outside of the house, right? But it was just like, if this is what it's gonna take going forward, then like, who gives a fuck? Like, I can go to work and wear my mask, and I can go to work and wear my mask and fucking be completely fine. Why can't I go over to my friend's house, also wear a mask, and be completely fine?
Yeah, you can. If they're if they're comfortable with it, then you
right?
Can.
Yeah. So, I don't know. And like, I got fucking wasted. It was awesome. Like.
Yeah.
If it's just like, I don't know,
Dude, I was the dickhead yesterday that walked into a store without my mask because I literally forgot it in my truck and was like, nah, fuck it, I'm only running in for one thing, and I was that guy. And look at me right now, COVID free, I'm fine. You know,
you think?
It is what it is.
You might start coughing.
Made it,
dude. Oh my god.
Do you feel fever?
If I get it would be a fucking blessing, dude. I've been saying for 2 years, or however long it's been. Yeah, I would just give it to me, spit in my fucking mouth so I can get it over with, you know? My body is strong, baby.
Hot shot.
You know?
I don't know, you got a pretty weak appendix.
Appendix is gone. That was the only thing. I got rid of it.
Yeah, it's weak. I got it all.
Do you still have your tonsils?
No, that's gone too.
I still got original tonsil.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you know what? Like, in 10 more years, when they're, like, infected out of your face, they're going to have to take out your whole neck, okay? So it's like, I'm glad mine are gone.
I'm just
Mike,
saying, like,
you're running out of organs.
That's attached to the chassis here is original.
Yeah, except for that cack.
Yeah, because I fucking jelk. Because I jelk every 2 days.
Yeah. I've doubled the size in only a year. Jelking.
Yeah. But I can't stop either, or I'll lose my gains.
You lose your girth. Yeah, we were talking about that the other day, how stupid that is, eh?
Oh, man.
Skyler, why don't you educate the audience on jelking? It's your
what
thing.
Is jelk? What is a
You're
jelk?
into it. You fucking Googled
there was
it.
Just... No, man, it was on Reddit. It was so weird.
No, you looked it up. You're like, how do I make my dick bigger?
You practice it.
It was this, like... It was, like, on
You're
my
science... You're a professional jelker.
It was on my science feed about, like, jelking, and it was, like... I read this headline.
Science feed? Okay. Okay,
no,
this is where the story goes off the rails.
Like, talking about if it works or not, I guess, right? Like, it was something stupid like that. But it was, like, as I read the headline, it's like, what the fuck is jelking? And then,
it's a great word.
And then, like, looked it up, and apparently it's just, like, it's like fucking, you can make your dick bigger by treating it like a cow's udder. And just, like, pull
steady pulls on it.
Pull it, grab it as hard as you can, pull it as hard as you can.
Wait, was that the scientific, like, mission statement? You know, like a cow's udder?
No. I think it's just the best way to describe it. You gotta, like, grab it and pull it down. And,
I mean, like, I've never milked a cow, but I don't know if you grab it as hard as you can.
And you definitely want milk to squirt out. With jelking, you don't.
Yeah, you want the opposite.
You want the opposite. You want to hold on to all of your milk.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But then also, I also read, and this is the same Reddit science thing.
I'm sure it is, buddy.
No, I was telling you guys about the... I think it's
I'm
called
sure it is. It's not in, like, Gay Hustler Monthly or whatever, yeah.
Vaginal splinting.
Gay Hustler Monthly.
But, like, how girls can, like, stick a finger up their ass, up their vagina to massage poo out their assholes.
Yeah, and apparently it's common.
It's common, yeah. It's like
I don't know if it's common.
20% of women do it. 20%
I don't know.
of women.
I don't think they would tell me, but
20% doesn't sound very common.
20% means almost all of them is where
no,
I'm from.
20%
like,
is less than 80% of people do not put their fingers up their vagina to push the poo out.
Do you think it's because they have I don't know, incontinence? Like, is it because they have an issue they do
That's why I'm confused. I'm like, why are chicks so, like, constipated?
I don't know.
Yeah. No water.
Birthing?
Not enough water.
They're always just a constant leak in fluids. They can't hold on to any of their fluids.
No, they're always complaining.
True. It's like trying
complaining will dry you out. Oh yeah,
it's like
it will dry you
carry
out.
Water in a plastic bag.
Try to carry water while complaining. You can't do it.
You can't do it, bud. You
can't do it.
Yeah.
Try to hold an egg on a fucking spoon while complaining. You cannot do it.
You can't do it. No, you
can't do it.
They're just dropping eggs all day, every day. Or at least for 1 week out of the month, they're just constantly dropping those eggs. That's for sure.
Two if you're unlucky.
2, yeah. That's it. I had to do a medical this week. And there was one thing that was basically the egg spoon move that I had to do. You have to close your eyes and hold your hands out. And it was like, I can't remember, there was a few things. It was like you had to hold this thing in your hand. And then there was another one where you had like close your eyes, like stand on one leg and like keep your balance. And it was a whole thing. It was kind of cool. It was like an Olympics for your body. I had to do like an Olympic. And I got a gold medal and everything except for hearing in my left ear and my heart.
How many fucking...
I got a bronze in both of those.
How many driveway legs could you do in 60
How many
seconds?
driveway legs?
Oh, dude, I'm so fit, man. My blood pressure's great. I'm strong. I can jump high. You know, like, I got it, dude. Yeah.
They make
you jump and all that.
It's like a combine. Like you gotta like.
Yeah, it was. It was like a low key. It was like if the Special Olympics had a combine or whatever.
Yeah. They come in and like fucking check your teeth and shit, and like you have to like check between your toes. No, they do.
They didn't check my teeth, but because of the mask thing. But they always like you had to lay down, and they.
But they would have.
They would have.
They probably would have. Yeah. They do all that. They do dexterity and stamina tests, and like you have to blow into this thing with the ball, and you have to make the thing stay in the thing to get your lung strength and stuff to see if you have pneumonias, any of the pneumonias. And then there was like there's all this weird. You had to like touch your nose, touch your finger, touch your nose, and like do this thing. Like it was pretty cool. Like it was fun. I'll tell you. It was the best hour I had all week, really. Next to like the drugs and the pizza that I had last night. Yeah. I mean, it was pretty cool. It was just nice to kind of get like a low-key, clean bill of health,
Oh, yeah.
Like my blood pressure's good age, and all. Yeah. My age old. And like the amount of drugs and smoking and all the KFC that I've eaten, it's kind of nice.
But you were told that you have a weak heart.
Blame KFC.
No, I don't have a weak heart. I have a strong second beat, is what it is. And it's like my heart rate is an 80. Like my resting heart rate is 80. It's right in the happy middle range.
Perfect. Yeah.
Yeah. It's 60 to 90, right? So it's like right in that happy middle range. I got 120 over 60 blood pressure again, right in that perfect. It's high, but it's like right on the good high. It's like right at that cusp of being high. It's like still good though.
It's a high normal.
Was good, man. It's high normal, yeah.
I would love to be high normal. I don't want to be like a fucking mutant.
I think you might be though, RJ.
Yeah.
I think that's
I'm not.
A freak thing.
That's why I mean I love it. Like I'm definitely like a mutant.
But are you sitting here right now and you can feel 120 beats per minute?
Yeah. With a second hard kick.
Yeah. Like it's silly. Like if you just did the basic math of like count how many heartbeats per second and times it by 6, it's like there's 10. It's like 1 per second.
No. You don't do the 10 seconds. Just do 30 seconds. That's a way more accurate. You got 30 seconds in your day. Let's do it right now. Let's all do it.
Okay, let's do it right now. Let's do it right now.
Silence for 30 seconds. Okay,
we're not fucking doing silence.
Yeah, we're going to do it. We're checking our pulses.
Hey,
give us a countdown.
This is for health.
Count us down, RJ.
Let me find
I can't feel it.
It's because you're a lesbian, Rue. That's why.
Okay, I gotta find my pulse also. Do I do pulse or heart rate?
Pulse. That's the same thing, bud.
So, like, how do I count? Or just start now? 30 seconds?
Just count in your head, and then when RJ says go, he'll do 30 seconds.
I'm gonna hit start on my stopwatch and also go as I feel it.
Yeah, like, hold on a second. This doesn't make it. How do I fucking count to 30 seconds and also count my heartbeats?
You don't count to 30 seconds. RJ keeps track of the 30
why
seconds.
Are you
tells
involved?
Us when it's done. Just count your number. Just count how many beats you have. Well, and then when he says done,
you guys have a conversation. I'm gonna hit start on my stopwatch and count my heartbeats, times it by 2, and that will be my heart rates per minute.
Yes, and I'm doing it too. So
Skyler, you do not need to count unless you want to contribute. Yes.
I want to know my heart rate.
Yeah, just tell us when 30 seconds is over, you cuck.
Yeah.
Okay, let me go first because it's confusing. Then you can go after.
No. We're going at the same time.
I like
just
the
count
idea
in your
of
head.
just like. I can count my.
I'm just thinking of the listeners. If there's 30 seconds of nothing happening,
that's the funny part.
We're checking our heart rates. If we can take 30 seconds out of our day, they can take
do it
30
too.
seconds. Yeah, exactly.
Okay, so do you have your stopwatch open on your phone, or do you just want me to do it?
I have my stopwatch open. Yes.
Okay, tell us when to go. When to start.
Okay.
Count in your head.
Let's count down from 5, and on go hit start. So that would be 2, 1, and then go.
And then you're doing 30 seconds?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then it'll be radio silence for Brian and the 9 other listeners.
But they can also check their
They can check. Okay, yeah. Every listener at home, at the go.
Oh, lost
stop.
My pulse. I lost it. Where
start your heart rate.
Okay. Count us down.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. Stop.
38.
Yeah.
38?
Yeah.
38, wow. I think I was like 47.
Maybe my heart's not that bad. I only had 32.
See?
Wow.
You got 64 resting heart rate, RJ, you cuck.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jesus.
The reason they didn't hire you is because you're white. That's why.
That's my D, like, past lady friend that, like, ruined my life.
I think that there's okay, listen. So,
okay, let's do some math. Let's do some math. Apparently, my heart rate's not that bad right now.
No, your heart rate is like a low average. Like 60 is a really
let's
good
go through
average. Like 40 is like athlete.
38 times.
And 40 is also really low.
38 times 2. That was Mikey, right? That's 300.
Yeah, it's 38. Yeah. 76.
38 times 2. 76 beats per minute. That's beautiful. Yeah. Did you just do that math in your head?
Yeah.
Are you a savant?
Yeah, dude, I'm a genius.
Are you
that pipe would tell me.
You goddamn Rain Man.
All the time.
The only thing that I got A pluses in school was gym and math, bitch.
You fucking piece of shit. Okay, Skyler, what did you say? 48.
Yeah.
Jesus. 96. Little. Okay, sorry, fucking Rain Man again.
Yeah, I'll Rain Man you right now. You said 32, that's 64, bitch. Rain Man that shit all day.
Little bitch.
I know what you're going to say before you say it, bitch.
Yeah. So, RJ, you got the lowest resting heart rate of all of us, which makes sense because you're cardio fit.
Yeah. I also
but also
drunk
40
right now.
I mean,
but 96 is a high average. Like that doesn't
that's high.
Like, and it's also like you're thinking about it, you're getting worked up, you're drunk. Yeah. Although being drunk should probably lower your heart rate. I think
it should absolutely lower it. Yeah.
Does it speed it up? No, it thins your blood. It would speed it up.
Thins your blood. Yeah.
Yeah.
But
jury's out.
Yeah, junk science.
But I'm just saying, my results are skewed. I'm 6.
I mean, yeah, you could throw science out the window when it sees fit to you. Climate denier, sure.
Yeah.
Between 60 and 100 beats per minute is average. Yeah, you got to joke more, bud. I'm thinking with this heart rate of yours, you know.
Yeah.
But 60 to 100 beats per minute they say is average. 100 is a high average. You don't want to be more than 190 is like the highest you'd probably want to go. That's what the doctor said. And he said, like, my arrhythmia is a result of, like, because I told him, I was like, he's like, are you anxious? I was like, fuck yeah, dude. I'm in a doctor's office during a pandemic, and everyone's coughing around me. Yeah, I'm anxious. I'm also might lose my job.
Yeah, it's a job's on the line.
I might not get my job. I didn't tell him this, but, like, I could be pissing hot right now. You know what I'm saying? It's like, that's all I'll say.
That's a huge factor.
Right?
There's a drug test involved.
Yeah. I'm nervous. I'm anxious. I don't know how this is going to pan out. He's like, so there's something called sinus arrhythmia, and it fluctuates with your breathing, because I breathe out of my nose. I'm a nose breather, because I'm a normal human being.
It's like... It must be nice.
Yeah, and you're not like normal day walking.
Do you use napkins, you fucking homo?
But you wash your hands after you pee.
Yeah, you wash your hands
all those things.
Shit.
I'm not a monster.
You fucking cuck.
What do you jelk? You only jelk one day a week, you fucking loser.
Yeah. Bro, how do you get gains if you only do it one day a week?
How do you gains? You're not jelking every day.
But it makes me think about how it's like, is the dick like a muscle, or is it like cartilage, like your ear, that if you beat it up enough, you'll get like cauliflower?
You'll get cauliflower dick.
Yeah.
Cauliflower tip.
Is that how? I guess that's all you're doing. Right?
I think it is a muscle, isn't it?
I mean, it's absolutely not a muscle. That's what jelking is not a thing.
Junk science.
I think everything but the tip and the balls, everything but the balls is a muscle.
I think it's like sponge. It just fills with blood.
It's not sponge. That's not.
It's sponge.
I don't think it's sponge. Don't ever call it sponge again.
But sponge dick, yeah.
I think the internals of it is a bit spongy. There's a spongy element.
It's definitely
but
not
a dick itself is not a sponge, but you put water on it, doesn't balloon up like those dinosaur sponges, you know.
You fill a sponge with water, it doesn't get hard.
That's true.
It just gets so wet.
But what if you fill a sponge with blood? Have you ever done that? Does it get hard?
Ooh, that's.
But
I've never done that.
If you fill a sponge with water, it gets heavier.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's true.
Yeah.
Dicks
Science,
do too.
Science, but doesn't get
That's
erect.
why you got to jelk it down. You jelk it down.
Jelk it down. Yeah. You gotta squeeze it to the middle.
Yeah. When I was a kid, my boners would stand straight up. You know what I'm saying? Like it would be slapping on the belly. Now it's more of a down and out at best. You know?
Oh yeah.
And I would say even on my hardest days, even if I'm taking railroad store fucking dick pills, you know what I'm saying? Like railroad and store dick pills, Chinese store dick pills. It's still more of a down and out type of thing going on.
I think that's weak heart again.
Yeah.
It's not weak heart. We just tested it.
I'm just saying though, like your weak heart just can't get your dick hard.
No, so I was trying to say that there's a condition called arrhythmia, and there's variations of that, right? And arrhythmia can be like an issue with your cardiovascular system. It could be a blockage, it could be a weak heart, weak valve, it could be all these things. But the thing that the doctor said I likely have, without an EKG or whatever, he won't know, but he's like, it's probably a sinus arrhythmia because he called it regularly irregular, which is different than irregularly regular. And he went and he broke it all down for me. And he said, as you're breathing and your blood flow to your lungs and from your lungs and all that shit's changing, your heartbeat changes with it. He's like, it's completely like a moot thing. But like, it could be. He's like, but it could also be not that, and you would need an EKG. So it's like, okay, well, I'll let 40-year-old Mike deal with that, because right now I feel strong as a bull.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. That's the way I feel.
Yeah. That's fine. I know when I get really drunk, I put my when I go to sleep, I put my arms in the air, apparently, like, and just drunkenly.
So you don't jelk all night? Yeah.
Because of the
so you
chronic
can actually
masturbating.
get some rest?
No, but like my roommate will like get, she gets pissed at me. Like the next day, it's like you hammer punched me in the face last night when you were sleeping.
It's either that or jelk, baby. You pick one.
This won't jelk itself.
It's like either I beat my dick or I beat you.
Jelk itself. Yeah, I'm trying to get you to jelk me, bitch.
It's not gonna joke itself.
Read the room, you dumb bitch.
Oh my god, my heart, my poor weak heart.
This is for your benefit.
Oh, I definitely have a weak heart. It's clear when I laugh hard.
No, but I'm saying though, I put my arms in the air when I'm drunk and I sleep, and I looked it up and it said that it's like because I'm not breathing properly and my. Like, it's like sleep apnea thing.
It's like a.
Oh, they had to measure
thing.
my neck too. Apparently, your neck size has something to do with your sleep apnea.
Really?
Yeah. So you should get your neck measured. If it's above 17, apparently you're like way more likely to have it.
I think the last time I bought a shirt, it was size 11 neck.
Perfect.
Yeah, but that's the shirt. The neck is based on the body. Like your chest size, so like a extra large, because I'm extra large, man. I'm extra large wide, anyways. It's 17. The neck is 17 to 17 and a half on this, right? Yeah. But like I got plenty of room. Like they measured me, and I was a 16 and a half neck.
And you said,
but my body size, the shirt has a 17 and a half neck. Like a large would be 16 and a half, medium would be 15 and a half. There's no way you're 11, dude. There's just no way you're an 11 neck.
It was 11, bro. I was fucking 11.
No. It's not 11.
It was from Moors.
Do this.
Moors.
Can you do this with your hands? Can you touch your thumb and your finger around your neck without like totally strangling yourself?
Easily.
No, not really.
No? Then you don't have an 11 neck. RJ might have an 11 neck, but you don't. Okay?
I was gonna say, one of the most times I've ever been insulted in my life, like was like maybe like 3 years ago. I was like hanging out with an Italian girlfriend, and she like reached up, and like kind of grabbed me. Her English was not great. My Italian was horrible, to give her credit. Her English wasn't great, but she was like, small neck, and I felt so tiny. I've never felt
small neck. She pointed it out to you in Italian.
She just like reached up and like held it. Small neck, and I was like, "Excuse me." Like, I've never felt so small and tiny and insignificant and cucky.
The thing is, though, I think you want a small neck, so maybe it was a good thing she was saying.
Yeah.
I don't think you want a big neck, dude. Unless
I don't
it's like
think you want a 17
kind
like you
of
said.
material. Maybe you can
it's
jelk
just
your
like-
neck into some
But
games.
the same
Jelk your
token,
neck some games.
Joke your neck, but
I think that's just like a body shaming thing that like I'm not used to. But I did like hang out with some buds the other day. I did hang out with some buds the other day. Hopefully this doesn't...
Wait, hold on. It's about time you feel some shame, bud. Okay? It's about fucking time.
Here's some shame for somebody else. I was hanging out with some buds the other day, and I was like, this one guy's like a little bit shorter than average, and he's wearing like Timberlands.
yeah.
And I don't know if you guys are familiar with Timberlands, whatever. Like, it's not my scene, but on the like the tongue of the boot, it says the size of the shoe. Okay. And this guy's like walking around with
Sounds like every boot.
Yeah, you know.
Oh wait, is it on the outside of the tongue?
Yeah.
Wow.
Oh, that's dumb.
That's like, dumb. Especially, if you're wearing size 8
That's like
shoe.
social jelking is what that
is. This buddy of mine is wearing size 8s. And
oh, wow.
That's a big deal.
Small feet. He's got
that's a huge deal.
You got to jelk,
You should
bud.
be doing way more jelking, bud.
He probably jelks.
Definitely jelks, yeah.
Size 8? Like, that's like grade 6. Like, what the fuck is size 8s?
But it's like the rest of them average?
No, he's a short guy.
No, he's a small guy. Well, that makes sense.
Yeah.
But it is like
on him.
Timberland. Take that off the boot.
Yeah, that's a little.
It's like for
much,
cool
right?
rappers that have size 12 or 13, but like you just make that a standard, and you got your size 8s.
You know what?
Like on display. It's like that hurts, dude. Like fucking scratch that shit off.
Not only
Can
on
you
display,
imagine
but like
being a small guy?
Step.
Being a small guy with an average dick is way better than being a big guy with a small dick.
A little chode or whatever.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because even if those dicks are the same size, bigger mass, tall or whatever, they could be exactly 6 inches each. It's just gonna look bad on that bigger guy. It looks like there's a pathetic, like you look at it, you're like, aw, like.
Yeah.
So I mean, it is what it is. Like you're born, you got what you got. If you're not gonna commit 3 hours a day to jelking, then fuck off.
Yeah, if you're not gonna get your 50 jelks per day in, like, don't even wear those shoes.
And don't ever buy Timberlands again.
No.
I think I know who you're talking about, by the way.
I don't.
But I know them, or is it a Toronto bud?
Oh, he's a Toronto bud. You definitely don't know him. I'm not going to play the name game of like initials.
No, we're not going to name game this. Should we do ethnicity though? Should we try and guess the ethnicity?
You know what ethnicity it is. You know what it is.
I know what it is. Yeah.
you don't have to go there.
Yeah, and I actually know who it is. His name starts with an A.
That's not cool, man. That's not cool. You might listen to the show.
Is that true? I don't even know. I don't even know if that's true.
You were right, though.
Ethnicity?
Yeah, he was right. Ethnicity and initial. You got them both.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay, well, that was pure guess, though. That's
was pure
no fault
guess,
of my own, okay?
You
Junk
follow
science.
my Instagram. That's Junk Science. You follow my Instagram.
Yeah, that's Junk Science. Yeah, no, that's pure guess. And please don't feel bad about yourself. I'm fat as shit, and I barely have an average dick. Barely. And with being fat as shit, it looks like a small dick most of the time. You know, it is what it is.
I mean, it's too late now. It's too late. You outed him.
It works.
That's why you keep your shirt on when you fuck.
Exactly. It makes my dick look a little bigger.
Okay, let's lighten the room. I have the fucking email open finally.
Listen, I don't want anyone to feel bad about themselves.
It's too late. It's too late. He feels bad.
Yeah. Well, we all hate. Archie hates his neck. Rue hates his partner.
I have a tiny neck.
And I hate my tits.
Small
okay?
dick.
I have a tiny neck.
Small dick, and I hate my
like
tits.
A surprisingly
okay?
fat neck or something. Or
it's so small.
He's got a surprisingly fat ass. I'll tell you that.
He's got a DS booty.
He's got a DS booty.
You guys gotta get over my DS booty. The girls.
No, we don't.
Never.
I want to get under it, bud.
Never.
Get over
but anyway,
I want to get under.
This is an underhand question here. Brian wants to know,
you're lobbing it?
Boys, what is the best soft serve flavor of ice cream? And don't say something gay like charcoal. His words. I would never put that in hate speech.
Charcoal, yeah.
Yeah.
Chocolate? He meant chocolate.
Charcoal.
Charcoal.
No, he meant chocolate.
No,
he meant charcoal.
Is like,
it's a hipster thing.
It's
when you get like ice cream that's like pitch black.
No. Yeah,
it's a hipster.
Yeah,
that's
he
a
meant
thing.
chocolate. No,
he meant chocolate.
Coming out of Pompeii.
Junk science.
You've never been to Parkdale, Toronto, where everyone just eats their ice cream pitch black and it stains your teeth.
Thank God.
You are an uncultured swine.
Yeah. You live in a van.
Yeah. Yep. Nowhere near Parkdale, thank God.
God no.
Be buying $9 black ice creams all day.
It's probably
black
$14.
Ice cream that tastes like strawberries.
It tastes like strawberries.
Like
it doesn't taste like charcoal though.
No, it's just
good.
It's just the color is pitch black, and you do an Instagram that makes you look cool, and then your teeth look like shit for the rest of the day.
Hot take. I do like a black ice cream. Tiger tail, bitch.
That's not black.
Okay. It's got some black in it.
It's got black in it.
Are you talking about Sammy's tiger tail?
Yeah, Sammy's, of course, buddy.
What do you think a tiger tail
is there any other ice cream? What are you asking me this for? Sammy's? Yeah, it was literally in my backyard. Of course, Sammy's.
Yeah. I like Super Kid. I like the Super Kid ice cream.
Ooh, that has bubblegum in it, yeah?
The little chunkies in it.
Yeah, that's good.
You call it bubblegum, but it never really made it to be gum form. You know,
I know
never
this
really.
Is
it was like that toothpaste that was gum.
Except Skyler. Like, Skyler didn't
Yeah.
swallow, so by the end of his cone, he just had a mouthful of gum.
Yeah, gum. Again, loosely gum.
Yeah. I'm also a cuck for just like a good, like a plain vanilla ice cream.
Oh my god, I fuck with vanilla.
But also with like quick sauce, like quick,
quick sauce?
Milk. Quick, like it makes.
Are you talking about vanilla dip?
Nestle Quick.
Nestle Quick.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. Like just that chocolate.
Brown
sauce
cow, baby. Brown cow.
Yeah, okay.
We used to have that when we were kids all the time. That fucking.
Yeah, I like that too. I mean, I'm not gonna lie, because I grew up with my nan and she was always old my whole life. She loved pralines and cream and maple walnut, and I will fuck with some pralines and cream and maple walnut.
Okay, I'm gonna be honest. I don't
like pralines and dick.
Pralines and gel.
That's my reference. I don't know what pralines is. I just know Wayne's World thinks that's a gross thing. What is a praline?
Bunjamin.
What would Bunjamin eat, aka Mike Vieira?
I mean,
what the fuck is a praline?
If I was to go,
yeah, what is?
It's like a nut. It's a candied nut.
Sounds like a nut. Yeah. A legume.
A legume.
Yeah, it's a candied nut. Yeah.
I mean, I'll get a pistachio.
I would say if I'm going right now to Sammy's, circa 1996, 1998. Sure. You know, I'm walking there by myself at this point.
I mean, even 8's late. Yeah. I'm thinking like 2 to 6. 2 to 6 after baseball practice.
Yeah, but you're not walking there by yourself. When you go by yourself, you get anything you want. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I guess you did anyway.
If you live next door, we're going.
Yeah, it was Tiger Tail, dude. It was Tiger Tail. In that day and age, that was the only thing that was like, I have to have this disgusting orange and licorice ice cream. You know? It was so good, though. I don't know why it was so good. For being like, you think of those two flavors together? Nah.
Yeah, it's just like sherbet and black licorice, right? Like
Yeah,
it's so disgusting. Good. I remember we used to get it when we were at the cottage. There used to be like a ice cream shop, and I'd get the Tiger Tail just because it looked cool. But it tasted like garbage.
See, like I never would eat Tiger Tail because it tasted like garbage, and I always assumed you got Tiger Tail because it was close to your name of Tyler. And I'm like, this guy's a fucking R word.
They call him Tyler Tail because of his DS.
Yeah,
duty.
that's what I'm like. This fucking R word just wants the thing that sounds like his own name.
I was also
Tyler Tail. I'm gonna get Tyler Tail.
Like, fuck off.
Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter.
But what are you going for as an adult? Because I'm going anything that's heavy peanut butter.
Vanilla.
I don't. That's it.
No,
I don't
vanilla.
eat ice cream because I'm an adult.
Yeah, I mean, I'm
Wait a second. You're an adult and you don't eat ice cream every day? What are you talking about?
I don't know. I don't like ice cream.
Never eat ice cream. Really? If I did eat ice cream, I'd get vanilla.
What's the point of being an adult, guys?
Okay? I don't. I want to eat
sit around and jelk all day.
I want to like
jelk and fucking
jelk. I want to jelk and eat KFC. Like, I'm not fucking wasting my time eating Tiger Tail. Fucking bubblegum fusion.
Nice greasy hands and jelk all night. Yeah.
yeah. That's my jelking time.
And then jelk my dick in the fucking 14 herbs and spices or whatever the fuck.
Meanwhile, I'm over here eating ice cream with a fucking soft little piece on me.
Yeah, you got a little plastic spoon out for your fucking soft serve, your little cook.
You got a little legume down there.
There's one thing I'll say about my dick before we go. It might not be big, but god damn it, is it pretty? You know?
Yeah.
God damn it, it's a picture perfect dick.
I've heard the same thing in my life. About
my dick. I know you have.
About Mike's and my own. That's
I've
what we have
sent
in
my
common.
dick to probably 5 women that you know personally.
I would love to see it. Yeah, I know at least one.
No, you know more than one. You're gonna.
But that's what I mean. Like, I know one for sure. There's like no doubt. I know one of them. I'm pretty sure I've seen it while she was in the kitchen and she just opened her Gmail.
Yeah,
like I've seen it.
Yeah.
But also like the other 4
you've
perhaps.
Seen Mike's dick?
Oh yeah.
Picture form.
I've seen his root for sure.
No, he would send like blasphemous, like. Zoomed in on the pee hole.
Oh yeah.
Like this is like is that a picture of a tunnel? No, that's a zoom in of the pee hole.
I need a second opinion on certain things.
His barrel.
Yeah.
No, none of this is true. I mean, actually, most of it's true. None of the pee hole stuff, though. Not the pee hole stuff. I mean, I've used to pull my dick out a lot more than I should have before I realized that it was like a sexual assault. I think, yeah.
I don't think it's sexual assault, but it's just like
it is when the person doesn't want it. You know,
it's only if it doesn't.
If you're in a room with like your best friends and their girlfriends, and you whip your dick out, that's fine. If you whip your dick out in like the mall fucking food court,
yeah.
You need
Wait, here's a hot memory that you probably won't remember because you were so drunk. Do you remember when we went to the cottage one time and as soon as you got there, you just got naked for the rest of the night? Do you remember that? No, you were literally naked for the whole rest of the entire night, and it was like me and Pat and Adrian, and we all just sat around playing guitars and having fun, and you were just naked the whole rest of the night.
Alright, yeah.
Like trying to start an orgy. You don't remember that?
No, I don't remember that at all.
Yeah, we all saw your dick that night for sure.
Oh yeah,
for sure. Yeah, I saw the back, the side, the front, the top, the bottom, you name it. At one point, you were so drunk that you were laying face down on the ground with your dick tucked back, right? Like your back tuck, laying on the cold cottage floor. Yeah.
So
you know how I knew it was cold? Because I could only see your balls, but that's how I knew it was cold.
Just smushing it at the bottom. Yeah.
If you're laying face down on your back tuck, there's no tuck at all. Like you're in fact like
no, it wasn't.
open.
There was no tuck.
No tuck.
Yeah, it was. Yeah. No, there was no tuck. It was just legs open.
His legs.
Legs to the world,
flap.
bud. To the world. Yeah. You don't remember that, eh? As soon as we got there, the sun was still up, and you were already nude.
Balls and tip.
Sounds about right.
I think I know what the reason was, but I'm not going to out anybody, so it is what it is.
It is what it is.
Yeah.
All right, well, on that note.
Yeah, on that note, keep your jumping alive.
Thank you, Bike Thieves. You guys rule. I don't know why, but we still use your song as an intro, and it fucking rules. You guys are sick.
Yeah, I don't know why you let us. Thanks, everybody, for tuning in this week. We are Pretty Much Experts.
Bye.
You can check us out on iTunes, Stitcher, Google Play, and YouTube. While you're at it, go have a look at our Facebook page. You can ask an expert any time of day or night, whatever you like. And if you're into it, be sure to like, subscribe, and comment. We want to hear from you, baby. Thanks again, everybody. Tune in next week. We are Pretty Much Experts, and we love you, I guess.